Hi Gemini,
Hi Gemini,
I'm Franco,
and I'm Mirna.
and we're Into It Tarot.
Welcome to November and your reading for November. Um, we are going to be sharing with you all of the insights that's important for you to sort of embody for this month in a way that will give you a good, grounded, structured relationship with this month.
All right.
And so these cards that we'll be sharing will help for you to see the snags for you to look out for, the areas where it might be a little bit challenging for you, and then the areas where you're supported so that you can move through those challenging times in a more empowering way.
So let's see.
What's
what's coming up for November 2015 for Gemini. By the way, we'd like to remind you that we've done a general reading this month, an extra reading. So you can also tune into that one to see what's happening for the month in general and to help you complement this reading as well. Wow. So, Gemini. This month is really a month of balance for you. What I'm seeing is that they're asking you to take some time to step back and actually hone your energy and look for your center. It seems like you've been really busy this year, a lot of things going on, a lot of sharing with your friends, with your resources, and it's time for you to receive now. So this is an opportunity to regain that balance. If you've been giving too much, now it's a time to receive. If you've been, receiving too much, now it's a time for you to give. So balance is the key word for you during this month. Getting that from the card of the Six of Pentacles, which is a card of balance. It's a card of beauty and also a card of success. So if you follow through on the things that bring you balance, it'll help you to find success in whatever it is that you're looking for in a more pleasant and more enjoyable way.
Yeah, that's very important, the theme of balance in general in your life, but in November in particular, because what I'm seeing is that looks like at the top of the month, there's going to be a situation that might be a little confrontational. I see conflict arising. This card is the card of conflict, where two butting heads kind of meet and square away something in a very aggressive way. So it's really important that you pay attention to what's happening in your life mentally and emotionally so that you can start sort of preparing yourself to be in a more grounded and mature energy so that you can avoid that conflict from really getting to a crescendo that gets ugly before it needs to.
Yes, and a good way to do that comes from the lessons the Hangman teaches you, which is to be observant, to not react, to just allow yourself to be an observer of the situation, of what's going on, without putting your 2 cents in, or without trying to inflict pain into somebody else, or without trying to even help anyone in any way. Just be an observer of the situation and keep yourself away from the action. And that's really going to help you deflect whatever conflict comes along. And it's going to give you some time to decide whether you should step into the conflict or whether you should not even engage in the conflict. And most of the time, not engaging your opponent is really the best way to win an argument, because you don't have to go into any petty situation or any type of conflict that will, engage you in such a way that it'll bring even worse conflict further on. So do like the Hangman, just feel yourself in the situation, be an observer of it instead of reacting to it or doing something to try to fix it. This is not the time to try to fix anything. This is not the time to be good Samaritan. This is a time to bring balance into the situation.
Yeah. And what I'm seeing too is that this tail end of the year for you, Gemini, and this is also for everyone, that it's sort of a period where we're recalibrating how we identify with who we are and how we express who we are. So we've grown, this happens at some juncture in everyone's life where we grow accustomed to saying things a certain way, looking at having a perspective on things in a certain way, and it creates a groove where it then becomes a habit. But then after a while, you have to re-examine if you really think or feel those ways anymore, because more than likely, after a while, you start outgrowing those experiences and those feelings and those thoughts. And what happens if you're not aware that you've outgrown it and you're still repeating those same thoughts and feelings, then you're not only creating stagnation in your life, but you're creating the environment for conflict to arise. And that's what I'm seeing with that conflict card, is that stubbornness is a very big issue for you in the month of November. It was like, no, this is how I do it. No, this is how it is.
I'm always right.
I'm always right.
Yeah.
And that, it's not for your own good right now. It never is, but right now you're being called to step into a different direction. And that speaks to the second card that came up, which is the darkening of the light. And the darkening of the light is asking you to kind of subdue yourself in a way, so that you have time to reflect, kind of take your energy inward, so you can just have time to moderate what's happening around you, starting with yourself.
Yes, not to start new things or engage new things.
Yeah.
It's time to
Absolutely.
bring whatever it is that you're doing during this year, kind of bring those things to a closing, so that you can allow the field to follow for the next planting. And it's very important to have time to kind of mellow down and lay low for some time. It's interesting because you mentioned butting heads, and that's what I'm getting from this card of the Emperor. And this goes back to the conflicts that things that you haven't been able to move away from, and it's the fact that you always want to be right most of the time. It's like it's your way because you know all the ins and outs of the situation, and you've read about it and you've studied it, and it's
you
really
see all the signs for it.
Right, and it's really time to allow space for the other to also have a say, and to take another perspective into consideration, not just your own perspective. So it's also if you see this card, you see the Emperor extending his arm with the world on it, kind of giving somebody else the gift of being right, or of having the insight into a situation, right? And it's about being conscious that we don't have all the answers, and just because you've studied the situation pretty clearly doesn't mean that you know everything about it. It might be that the situation has changed, or that somebody has better insight into it. And so it's time for you to kind of take yourself down a notch and allow others to be the authority, if they can, or if they know about it better than you. So doubt yourself a little bit this month, because there's very little doubt in you, Gemini, most of the time. You're very sure about pretty much everything. So this is an opportunity for you to, allow space for others to also bring new information and be right for once.
Yeah. Have a piece of that humble pie, because it's really delicious.
Yes.
It's very nurturing to have a piece of humble pie sometimes. Lastly, the card that I'm getting is the card of the taming power of the great,
which goes along with
which
this.
goes exactly along with everything we just said. But it also talks about self-awareness, self-discipline. It's all really the same thing. So take time to reflect and meditate.
Yes. So I hope just to recap this, look for balance during this month. Be an integral component of the situation and not just the leader of the situation. Allow space for doubt and to bring clarity through the knowledge of others. Try to deflect conflict by just observing the situation instead of engaging it, even if it's just to fix it. Sometimes we don't even have to, do much more than just observe what's happening. Most of the time, it's so ridiculous we don't even have to put our hands into it. And also start to hone your energy during this time of year and start to retreat into yourself and to complete the things that you've started so that you have space for the coming year and the coming month to actually grow new things forward. So I hope you've liked this reading, and please subscribe to our channel. You can also find us at www.intuittarot.com, or you can write to us at intuittarot@gmail.com.
And also we have a Facebook page, so join us there. It's under the same name, Intuit Tarot. We share information about upcoming events and workshops, and we share some highlights as well with these videos that we're doing on a monthly basis. So we'd love for you to join us. And also share your comments here on the YouTube page.
Please do.
Take care, enjoy November, and we'll see you in December.
Enjoy the holidays. We'll see you next month.
Toodles.